the cow.
Happy New Year, everybody. It's your friendly neighborhood Chanelinked, and I know you're probably wondering where I've been over the last couple of months, or couple of weeks. I wanted to make a really exciting, really big video because I had some news that was kind of looming that I thought it would be great if, when I knew for sure that it was going to happen, I'd make a video for it, which was going to be the transaction for my first bike. Unfortunately, every weekend where something was supposed to go down, something came up that prevented that. Whether that being the bike not getting out of the shop in time, traveling plans for the holidays, coming back from the holidays, going back to the shop, and then finding out that there's another piece that has to be ordered before the bike becomes street legal. It's just been a really long headache, but I have made the decision at least that the bike that I will be going with is the blue Yamaha R1 named Ralphie that we showed you in the second video. I was getting frustrated with putting that bike together, and I was thinking about going and getting another R1 that I found that was in my local area, and it was a 2007 Yamaha R1 for $5,000. But you know, I decided that I'm going to stick with a bike that I already had some time with and some relationship with and money that I already put into it. So I stuck with that R1, and that was like 3 or 4 weeks ago. So I still, at this date, don't own a bike. So with that said, that's kind of where we've been. I also went to Europe for Christmas. I took Anna to Christmas in Europe, and we had a great time in Barcelona. And you know, we got to do a lot of photography out there, a lot of really cool sights to see. That leads me into the whole point of this video. Today's video is a welcome back. It's a promise that I'm going to continue doing the Chainlink vlogs, continue riding my bikes, and or I actually say my bikes, I don't even own one. Continue riding bikes, continue meeting folks, and enjoying, you know, the motorcycle life. So with that said, this video is my New Year's revolutions. So the first revolution for 2013 is to own a bike. I'm going to make sure that hopefully even in January we're going to complete the transaction. I will pay Donnie the money for his bike, and I will own the 2000 R1. It's running fantastic, by the way. I went to Mission Motorsports. They finished all the work except for the turn signals, so I don't have turn signals in the front. But they fixed the engine compression problems. All of my cylinders are firing and at the same, I guess, compression rate. They fixed the seals in the front forks were leaking. They replaced the gaskets and filled up the oil back in there, so I have equal pressure on both sides in the forks. They put on a new chain, 2 sprockets. What else did they do? Is that it? I think so. Yeah. So, well, the bike is basically running, you know, at 100%. Oh, they cleaned the carburetors. They did a carburetor clean as well. So the bike is running as good as it can be given its condition and age. I just need turn signals before I can ride it around on the streets and not get in trouble. Well, and a valid license plate. So that's my first revolution. My second revolution is to ride on the 405. The 405 is one of California's major interstate highways, and that is going to be my next big challenge. I've done a couple of intersections. I'm still not 100% at the intersections, but that, you know, that's something that I've at least half conquered. So a brand new goal for the year is to take a bike, ride on the 405, and get comfortable riding at highway speeds, you know, negotiating lane merges and getting on and off on ramps, dealing with traffic. No lane splitting as of yet. I don't want to call it out. I definitely want to make sure that I know how to ride a bike down cold before I put myself in between tight rows of cars. Third revolution, I want to ride at least 2,013 miles this year. I did the math. That comes out to be about an average of 5 miles a day, which is not so much, you know, especially if you do any weekend riding. Between here and Anna's house, or Anna's house and my house, is about 70 miles. So there and back is 140. 2,013 miles is not unrealistic so long as I own a bike early on. So that's going to be my big goal for this year as well. My favorite goal on the list is I want to meet 5 motovloggers personally, as in I want to extend my hand and shake the hand of 5 motovloggers. It doesn't have to be in the California area because we do a little bit of traveling. Any motovloggers around the world, around the country, or in the state who want to get together and maybe shoot a joint video, or just, you know, I want to extend the hand of fellowship and say hello and personally meet some new motovloggers. And I have 2 that I at least have some communication with. That would be Rojan X and Fire Guy. Both of them are becoming pretty good friends of mine. You know, they're very encouraging riders, very supportive of what I'm trying to do, and so I would definitely like to meet them first. And there's another couple of guys that I've had, and girls, you know, that I've had my eye on as far as who are in the area or who I know have access to coming to California often enough that we could probably do a, you know, a little introduction face to face. So that's my fourth revolution. And my last revolution is to start doing bike photography. I'm a big photography fan. I love taking pictures. I've been a photographer for, since high school. So let's call that 13 years now. Ooh, I'm getting old. And I want to start offering photography services for people who have motorcycles. It's just an idea of mine. I don't necessarily consider myself a professional photographer, but I'm an avid photography enthusiast. And so I want to take the skills that I have and take people who really love their bikes out to a nice location and just do maybe 40 to 50 shots of them and their bikes, and maybe even the bikes alone, and then just give them something nice, you know, to take home from that event, and give me an opportunity to build like a motorcycle kind of portfolio thing. You know, free of charge. Just, I'm not looking for money for this. It's just a little personal side project that I want to get into, which is doing bike photography. So those are my 5 New Year's revolutions. Over the year, I'm going to be completing them all and checking them off a list. And thanks for supporting me, guys. If you were a friend of mine in 2012, thank you very much for getting me up to where we are, for helping me with comments and suggestions and inbox messages, giving me tips. You know, anyone who's given me a thumbs up or a pat on the back in any way, you know, I really appreciate it, and I hope to continue that support on through 2013. And yeah, so that's it, guys. Thanks for the love. Hopefully continue in 2013. Anybody new, thank you for joining, and you know, hopefully I'll bring you more great content. So yeah, what are your revolutions? Why don't you leave them in a comment box below and we can discuss. Chanelinked out.
So that's my bike, the BMW 1200 GS, 3 years old, with all the full kit, everything has got. ESA, the ABS, everything.
How many miles have you put on it?
Huh?
How many miles have you put on it?
Well, I bought it already with 10,000 miles, and now it's like 30,000, so 20,000. Very much, so it's like really good.
You got a good brand of helmet there, Shoei.
Yeah, the Shoei.
I like your Shoei helmet.
Yeah.
One thing I did want to ask. I see these everywhere. Yeah. I know it's an anti-theft device, but most of them I see connected to the handlebars and then down into the like this one over here.
What I do, I have this one. I have that one in the disc. You see it? That you put that in the disc.
Oh,
that's a good one. Then you go like this. That's a good one. And I use that for the helmet because, you know, sometimes you cannot leave a helmet unlocked. Here it goes. Let's just go.
Very nice. We're gonna have to bring some of that safety technology to America so that we don't get our bikes stolen as often.
Oh, this is why you better get all that, otherwise it gets stolen.
All right.